Hello children, good morning to you all. I think you all started your assignment work, right? See, in this video, we are going to study about a new topic. Before that, I want to give a short recapitulation of all our previous video session, right? See, first we started what is meant by matter and their classification. So now matter means something that has mass and occupies space. And under classification, one based on physical and another based on chemical. Under physical classification, solid, liquid, gas, whereas in chemical classification, mixture and pure substance. So mixture will be further classified into homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Then pure substance will be elements and compounds, right? Then next we discussed about what is meant by atomic mass and then molecular mass. See, atomic mass means 1/12 of the carbon 12 atom in its ground state. We are measuring their mass. That is said to be atomic mass, and it will be expressed in terms of AMU or simply U. And next comes molecular mass. So from the word itself, you can frame the definition. That is mass of a molecule. Measure of a mass of a molecule, that will be the molecular mass. Then based on that, I have given some problems also, right? Next we discussed about mole concept. See, this mole concept is based on molecular weight, and Avogadro number plays an important role. Then the Avogadro number does not have any unit. See here, in your book page number 6, one tabular column is given. See, in that, if we know the atomic mass of an atom or molecule, that divided by the Avogadro number, then we can able to calculate the mass of a single atom or molecule. Okay. And again, to calculate the Avogadro number, here atomic mass divided by mass of a single atom, that will give you the Avogadro number. Here I have attached one example. Let us see. Carbon. The carbon 12 will have the atomic mass 12. That is divided by the Avogadro number, that will give you the mass of a single atom or molecule. Okay. See, suppose if I divide this atomic mass with this mass of a single atom, then we get the Avogadro number. That was given in this table at page number 6. Okay. Then next we discussed about molar mass, and another important thing under mole concept, one important thing is that in the same page, that is, sometimes if we eat any oily food or spicy food, by the time we can able to feel acidity or heartburn in our stomach, right? So that is because the presence of the gastric acid. We all know our stomach contains 0.1 molar gastric acid, right? HCl. Okay. HCl means hydrochloric acid. So that will be used for the food digestion, right? Here sometimes when we consume more spicy food or oily food, by the time we feel acidity. See, to neutralize that acid, we have to take base. So the base like magnesium hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide. So which is selling in the name of antacid medicine. So the antacid medicine contains this aluminum hydroxide and magnesium hydroxide. The simple example like Gelusil, so which contains this aluminum hydroxide and magnesium hydroxide. So any base there will be there present. So which will neutralize that acid, so that by the time we won't feel any acidity or heartburn. So which means that acid will get neutralized because of that base. So that base are selling in the form of antacid medicine. So which contains this aluminum hydroxide and magnesium hydroxide. So this will be very important question. So next we discussed about molar mass. So this molar mass is nothing but the mass of 1 mole of a substance, and it will be expressed in terms of gram per mole. And next comes molar volume. Here molar volume is the volume occupied by 1 mole of a gaseous substance at a given condition of temperature and pressure. The next we discussed about gram equivalent concept. So this gram equivalent concept will be numerically equal to, or it will be equal to its equivalent weight. That is said to be a gram equivalent concept, and based on the oxidation number, then replaceable hydrogen, that is H plus ion and OH minus ion, that also we discussed with different examples, right? So now their unit will be gram per equivalent. And next we discussed about empirical formula. The empirical formula is the simplest form of expressing the. So here I have attached one example, C2H4O2. See here, in this, to convert it into the simplest form, we have to divide the number throughout it. In here, 2 will be, all the number will be divisible by 2, so we can take 2. So when we divide all by 2, then we get CH2O. So this form of writing is said to be the empirical formula, and in molecular formula, the whole number will be equal to molar mass divided by calculated empirical formula. So if we substitute the molar mass that is divided by the calculated empirical formula, then we can able to calculate the molar mass, molecular formula, sorry. So up to this, we discussed on the previous video session. So now to move on to our topic, stoichiometry. See, the stoichiometry is nothing but it is very important for a balanced chemical reaction. See, in Greek word, the stoichiometry means stoichion. In Greek word, it is said to be an element, and metron means measure. Then the stoichiometry means the quantitative relationship between reactants and products in a well-balanced chemical equation in terms of moles. See here, the word quantitative relationship refers to the quantity, that in terms of mole, mass or molar volume, right? And the stoichiometry is used to calculate the amount of the reactant that is required to prepare a specific amount of a product using a well-balanced chemical equation. Let us see some examples. See here, in this example, this C and then O2 are in reactant side, and here the CO2 are in product side. Okay, here 1 mole of carbon reacts with 1 mole of oxygen to form 1 mole of carbon dioxide. Here the number, both the number of the reactants and the products are equal. So this form is said to be a stoichiometry equation. See, 1 mole of carbon will be, this symbol refers to stoichiometry. So stoichiometrically equal to 1 mole of oxygen, and the reactant will be equivalent to, stoichiometrically equivalent to 1 mole of carbon dioxide, right? And another example, H2Cl2. See here, 1 mole of H2 and 1 mole of Cl2, that gives 2 mole of HCl. So here 2 and here also 2. So that the product form will be hydrochloric acid. So this is about stoichiometry. So now let us see one example. CH4. CH4 is said to be methane, that react with 1 mole of CH4 react with 2 mole of oxygen to form 1 mole of carbon dioxide and 2 mole of water molecule. See, in this, here the first, this column refers to reactant and this column refers to a product form. So actually this is given in your book. See, in the first mole-mole relationship, that is, we have to find their moles both in reactant and product side. In the reactant side, 1 mole reacts with 2 mole of oxygen. So that only I am writing here, 1, 2, and here in the product side, 1 mole of carbon dioxide and 2 mole of H2O, right? So this is said to be the mole-mole relationship. And here, mass of the reactant and mass of the product, that we are going to write here. Here, mass, that is their mole will be 1 mole of CH4 into their atomic mass. See here, carbon will have the atomic mass 12 and hydrogen will be 1. Here 4 constituent atom, 4 into 1, 4. So 12 plus 4 will be 16. So 1 into 16 will give 16 grams. So like that, the same for remaining compound. So next will be mass volume. See here in mass volume, the mass of the methane will be 16 grams that we wrote before. Okay. And here volume in the product side. We are writing volume in the product side. Actually this I attached in the previous video session one tabular column. Okay. See here that we discussed for different temperature and pressure, that is for CO2 at 273 Kelvin and 1 atmospheric pressure, because all the in this chemical reaction all the compounds are in gaseous state. So 22.4 liter and then H2O will be 44.8. Why 44.8? This 22.4 into 2 because 2 moles are here. Okay. So next will be volume relationship. So here volume of the reactant and the volume of the product, that we have to write in terms of their moles. So now we'll move on to the stoichiometry calculation. How to calculate the stoichiometry in a balanced reaction. See here, the mass M that will be divided by molar mass will give you the number of moles N. Again, if we multiply by 22.4 this number of moles, we get molar volume. Okay. Actually, this will be like cyclic. That is, if we know the mass, when we divide this mass by molar mass, then we get number of moles. Okay. And again, this molar volume that is divided by 22.4 will give you the number of mole. Then again this number of mole multiplied by molar mass will give you mass, right? So based on this, let us see some example. See here, actually this problem I solved. Look at this question. How many moles of hydrogen is required to produce 10 moles of ammonia? NH3 is nothing but ammonia. This is the question. See, first when this kind of question comes, you have to write the reaction and that reaction must be in well balanced. So that is said to be the stoichiometric equation. See here, nitrogen on reaction with hydrogen we get ammonia. This is said to be the Haber's process. So now 1 mole of nitrogen react with 3 mole of hydrogen. So which gives 2 moles of NH3. This is the reaction. Based on this question, we have to frame the reaction. And after that, here 3 moles of hydrogen is needed to form 2 moles of ammonia, right? But in the question what they asked, for 10 moles of ammonia, how many moles of hydrogen is required? So for 10 moles of ammonia, how many moles required? So this is the question they gave. So first what we have to do to simplify, to solve this, 3 moles of hydrogen will give you 2 moles of ammonia, that I have written here. This, for 10 moles of ammonia, we have to solve it. So on cancelling this 2 with 10, we get 5. So 5 into 3 will be 15. So totally 15 moles of hydrogen. So very easy problem. Only thing is that you have to understand the question. So next problem. Here, how much volume of See here in this question, we have to form 11.2 liter of HCl at a given temperature, that is 273 Kelvin and 1 atmospheric pressure. So the volume of chlorine So now H2 plus Cl2 will give you 2 HCl. So this will be the reaction based on this question. So now 1 mole of chlorine will give you 2 moles of HCl. Then how much chlorine is needed for this much of HCl? This is the question they gave. So now from the table, so this table you will just remind. Previously I have attached this in some video, right? So now 22.4 liter, because they have given the, so let me show the tabular column first. See here, 273 Kelvin and 1 bar pressure. So for this 22.71 will be the gaseous volume. So for given in this question 273 Kelvin and 1 atmospheric pressure. So 22.4, this data is we needed. So now I'm writing for this 22.4 into 2. So this 2 comes because of 2 moles of HCl. So we get 44.8. So now for 22.4 liter with this 44 point, this is for 1 mole and this is for 2 moles. So how much they have gave? 11.2. So for 11.2 we have to calculate. So the answer we get will be 5.6 liter. So 1 mole of chlorine is needed to get 2 mole of HCl. Like that 11.2 liter HCl needs 5.6 liter of chlorine. Okay.